Hi, I'm Sandrine Rattan and I'm inviting you to sit and relax for a few moments as we present to you this short feature, Business Success in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago's socioeconomic development is driven by various industries and sectors, including but not limited to telecommunications, banking, ecotourism, venture capital, business development, just to name a few. In this short feature, we showcase 3 such organizations which were featured on Business Watch, aired recently on CNC3. Also included in the feature is one of our major international trading partners, Canada. First up, Telecommunication Services of Trinidad and Tobago Limited, TSCT. Here I am at the B-Mobile Center located on Independence Square, Port of Spain. As we all aware, B-Mobile is one of the many brands under the TSCT's umbrella. And I'm sure you'll agree with me again that the organization continues to evolve to provide a wide and innovative suite of services to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Let's hear more from Roberto Peon, TSCT CEO.
What we have done is, we've looked at the rest of the world and we said to ourselves, okay, so what's really happening? And really what's happening is that there is merger, if you will, of a lot of industries all kind of coming together. So for example, TV. We have launched IPTV, high definition capabilities in a television. And it's all being transmitted through our lines. You have high speed data. And what's happening here, that is driven by the consumer. The consumer is wanting more and more and more to have entertainment everywhere and to have connectivity everywhere. But more importantly, the consumer is changing from only receiving to actually transmitting.
Yes.
So in the US, for example, you see people running around with their phones and creating YouTube videos and then putting those into the net. It is not happening as much in Trinidad, but you'll see this kind of moving on. And so that means that we are realizing that the consumer is actually wanting to interface so much more both with their peers as well as with others, and they actually becoming content producers.
We move now to the banking industry, and our choice is Scotiabank, one of Trinidad and Tobago's leading financial institutions, standing steady for 55 years. We were able to get a perspective on the current state of the financial sector from Richard Young, Scotiabank's Managing Director and the Vice President of the Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, I guess in broad and in summary, I would say that the Trinidad economy stands very well compared to many other countries. So that's something that we should be happy and proud of. But right now, we are faced with a bit of a challenge. We're faced with a challenge of what I refer to as low credit demand. There's not the appetite for people to want to borrow money. And that is also manifested by the fact that consumer confidence is at its lowest, so to speak. But at the same time, on the other side, you have a situation where the banking sector is strong. I mean, whilst we had the failure of a large financial conglomerate, the banks are sound, well regulated. And I think that is a positive in its sense. And then, of course, in the macro sense, we have a new government, a new administration. And I believe that there are a lot of high expectations, good public expectations. So I think time will emerge and it will, improve. So I'm optimistic that within a couple of months, the economy should really get going again. There was a lull, of course, prior to elections, and elections were called. And I think now that the boards have been appointed and the machinery begins to work, I think the business community generally, including the banking sector, is optimistic that we will begin to move, the country begin to move again.
And we should see some element of consumer spending, I'm sure.
Yeah, but hopefully, yeah.
In terms of the movement.
Yeah. Smart spending, I hope.
Yes,
but,
yes.
Against,
Our international trading partners also play a critical role in contributing towards our socio-economic mix. More from Excellency Karen MacDonald, High Commissioner to Canada.
Well, you're right. We do have very long-standing and diverse relationships spanning a lot of those sectors that you mentioned and more. We actually don't have a lot of formal arrangements governing our activities here, however. We don't have MOUs, we don't have a joint commission. It's a very pragmatic sort of relationship. Even though there's all this activity going on, the formal instruments don't really seem to be required. But we do have an Americas strategy, and that's what governs our activity here in Trinidad and Tobago.
The Venture Capital Incentive Program acts as a facilitator for both investors and investees under the program. But what exactly is venture capital? Kyron Grant, administrator of the VCIP, explains further.
Venture capital is, another name for it is equity financing. It's really where an investor takes a share in a business in return for part of the profits. It's a partnership, it's a sharing of the risk, and the investor has a chance to make some money. He shares fully in the risk in the sense that if that business goes under, he loses his investment. But it normally has the opportunity to make fantastic returns, since normally with venture capital, you get into new and emerging areas of business where a lot of money hasn't been made as yet.
I do hope that you've enjoyed viewing Business Success in Trinidad and Tobago as much as we've enjoyed presenting it to you. Bye for now.